Yeah, a good win. I thought there was complimentary football played at times. I thought there were plays made in areas that they're not usually made. The blocked extra point for 2, the kick return for a touchdown. Cam Ross, great job in there. I think, we needed to do something after halftime and come back out and have that big play. And, I thought just overall there's a lot of effort out there. I thought we did a good job. We just, we're a little bit banged up, and that can't be an excuse. We just got to get more in sync in certain areas, and I think we'll do that. This much needed bye week coming up here, and excited to see, the improvements we can make over this next week.
Coach, you guys, 6-win, become bowl eligible. That's a pretty huge deal around here, obviously.
Yeah.
What does it mean to get to that point?
Well, it means a lot. I think that, coming in here and just, again, I just look back on when the positives happen, I look back and just think of just how much work went into this, going back to December and being up in those press boxes and trying to field a team and get guys together so that we would have enough to play football. There's just a lot that went into it, and there was a lot of work from a lot of people. So to have that, be a result right now, it's a nice start to the rest of the season, but that's just it, a start. This is nowhere near where we end, but it is great for the university, and it's just great, to be at this level and to be bowl eligible at this moment.
And I don't know if you'll remember this, but after the Gardner-Webb game, I asked you if you had playmakers in this program because nobody had made
Yeah.
that big play. Tonight you had a lot of guys step up. How reassuring is it to know that in a game that was maybe tighter than you wanted, you had guys make those plays?
Yeah, it was good. I think there's a couple other guys make some plays too, though, right? We dropped a couple, and they did too for whatever reason. And there's still more plays to be made out there and more plays to be had. And I thought our guys did enough to win this game. There you got to do a whole lot more, and we're going to have to do a whole lot more as we move forward to win a whole bunch more.
Talking about plays that were still there to be made, you guys struggled still on 3rd down today.
2 of 12. Yeah, you don't got to look. I know the number. Yeah.
What kind of goes into maybe fixing that and bringing up that margin?
Well, not getting into 3rd and 22 and 3rd and 12 and 3rd and things of that nature, right? I think we were in some pretty long 3rd downs, which then applies a whole bunch of pressure. We tried a couple screens and draws in those scenarios, and those, got bottled up a little bit. We just got to not get into those 3rd and longs. We got to be in 3rd and manageables, and we talked about it last week, but that's 1st, 2nd down efficiencies. And we just got to do a little bit of a better job of, getting a ball out of our hands, getting it to open receivers, and then just making sure we're really communicating well in the run game and the protection game. And I thought there were, again, good plays made out there, but we just need to be a lot more consistent, and we will.
When it comes to having some of those big plays, when it comes to having some of those big plays, you got Taji involved today in the passing game. He found Wayne Knight for the 23-yard pickup. How important is it to have those kind of plays?
Well, I thought when we came back out, we had, I think there were 2 of them in there, right, that just went back to back that I thought were really good, and then the touchdown to Taylor Thompson in the back of the end zone. There was, those sparks are what you need at moments, especially in plus territory over there. You watched it, a lot of, last week in particular, those were moments where the other team was doing that in that plus territory, and we just got to continue to do that. Move that ball down the field, take some chances, take some risks, put some exciting plays together. And I thought Taji, he saw that the whole way through. Wayne got bumped a little bit and was able to throw a very different ball than what we practiced all week. So that's a little bit of his quarterback, background coming into play. But those are very important to have a lot of different guys making a lot of plays. We said it before, we never want to rely on just one guy. And I like the way we distribute the ball, but 2 and 12, for 2 for 12 and on 3rd down just isn't going to get it done.
Curious how you think you guys had so much success with the pass rush today. Was there anything you saw on film throughout the week?
No, I think that, we're all dealing with it, right? But they had some injuries. Their left tackle went down, and then I think it just opened up an opportunity for us. I thought our guys, 99, obviously did a great job. 11 did a great job. 92 did a great job. Across the D-line, all those guys really played hard and played well late into the game, right? That's still a game where that kid's going to sit back there and try to pick us apart a little bit. And I thought the other thing we did is to keep him in the pocket. He's very, very dangerous, and I think he had 1 or 2 that he broke out of the pocket, and that's about it. So I really thought our guys did a great job of containing him and getting after him. And then the coverage downfield at times, broke a little bit, but for the most part, I thought we did a decent job.
We talk a lot about Kyrie Mans and Eric
Yeah.
O'Neal all season, but two redshirt freshmen in the interior, and Daryl and Michael really stepped up today. Talk
Yeah.
about their development this season.
Yeah, well, they had to, right? Bush, can play as many plays as he can, and Fitz gave it a go and got through, I think, the first quarter, and then couldn't, didn't feel great, like he'd be at 100%. He's close, but he's not at 100%. So those guys had to step up, and I thought they did a really good job of it. So to have two young guys like that be physical and explosive and just have motors that can go and they play a tough brand of football, that's very much needed.
Talk about that block extra point. What did that mean to you, and what kind of juice did that give?
Well, I mean, we saw it on film that the ball came out a little bit low, and we had the field goal. We were just, a younger guy just lined up on the wrong side. He had to bump over one more gap, and I think we have a chance on it. But we knew that we had an opportunity for that. But Chris Sheeran, great job being in a heads-up position to scoop that ball and take off. And I thought then you watched him on Terrence's interception as well. And I watched him last week in the game just be a great teammate. And I said that to him after he was like throwing his body on the line to try to spring Terrence to the end zone on that interception. And he's just doing a really good job of leading and just being there for his teammates. He's impressive, and glad he's on our team.
It's maybe getting a little bit repetitive asking about Terrence and his interceptions,
Yeah.
but I mean, he has more himself than some teams do at the FBS level. What
Yeah.
has he done this year that really has just kind of let him become that ball hawk?
Well, he just always had a nose for the football, and I think he does a really good job of, putting himself in position to high point the football when he's in any traffic, but he also cut some people off. He just missed another one when you saw out there. It was just on our left sideline where he just stepped in front and almost had it down the sideline again. He just senses it well, and when the play breaks down, he often has an ability to work and pin his receiver or find another receiver if he's not on anybody based on what the quarterback's looking. There's a savviness to him, when it comes to those plays that break down, and we need him to continue to do that.
You had to rely on Cristiano tonight to take the field goals
Yeah.
and extra points. What's it like to have kind of this arsenal of multiple kickers that can step in when Noe is down?
Yeah, it's really good. I thought his kickoffs were excellent. I think the one was in the bushes back here, deep out of the end zone. So it is very important to have that. And as you know, because now as much as he kicked today, how's he going to feel tomorrow? And if we were playing the game that week, is he capable of making it to the game? You need to have depth in every single position. And we're watching it as a full team right now. You're deep into the season. There's a lot of injuries that are happening and continue to happen, and we just got to make sure next man up, philosophy's in there, and that includes in the specialists as well.
The offense didn't come out the hottest to start
No,
this game.
didn't.
What were you seeing or not seeing from them at the beginning of the game, and what did you see when they started changing that?
I just think too many negative plays. We started to go backwards a little bit, and we got to get the ball out, and then I think in the run game we got stuffed up a little bit. As we know, teams are going to pressure, so we got to make them pay for that. When they pressure and they bring as much as they've done over the past couple weeks, we got to find a way to make them pay for that. And I think that's what we got to, just in the screen game and getting the ball out quicker in some man-to-man, if that's what we're seeing, some rub routes out there. We just got to make sure that we're putting ourselves in a situation to get the ball out quickly and make them pay for being over-aggressive. And we haven't done that yet, and that's something we got to focus on as we go through this week.
Could you talk a little bit about your defense's ability to really set up the offense with some pretty good field position, especially in this game?
Yeah, well, I thought there was complementary football played out there, and I think special teams as well. But you're right, the defense did just that and put us in that plus territory. I think 3 or 4 times, and then Ryan and his punting did a good job earlier in the game, and then as that game went on, I thought we did a decent job. But special teams, offense, defense, we have to be able to put it all together. And I thought our defense, the sacks, getting them way behind the chains. We had 9 sacks, I believe, 11 TFLs. Putting them in the 3rd and longs. Those are the situations that we need to be in. And I thought our defense did a really good job of that.
Kind of going off talking about the first quarter, you all gave up that interception, but then the defense forced a 3 and out, and then you all kicked the field goal on the next drive to tie the game. So can you just tell me how you saw your team kind of respond to that adversity?
Yeah, well, I thought also that, we went for it and didn't get the first down in there too, which was, you want to play a field position game too if you can. But I thought there, after the week before, I wanted to show confidence in our offense. I wanted to get out there and make sure that they knew we believed. We just came up a little bit short. But ultimately, I think that, that ability to get them in a tough spot so that we could tie that game up is exactly what we have to do. It's never going to just be the offense. It's never going to just be the defense, but we all have to rely on each other. And if we're struggling a little bit in one side, we got to make sure that other side's ready to pick each other up. I thought our sideline did a nice job. I thought that, I saw defensive guys going over to the offensive huddle. I saw offensive guys going to defensive huddle. That's important, for the leadership of this team.
And I'd be remiss to mention this is obviously JMU homecoming weekend. How did you all feel just about the energy this home crowd brought today?
I thought it was great. I thought that they did a really good, and they always do though, and I think the next couple are sold out as well. And it was important because we had a couple recruits here as well. And that's just, being able to show what this place is all about is really important for us. And I thought, the walking around here yesterday, walking around here before the game, and then, just the dog walk that we do, there's, again, we don't say that lightly, that this is the best fan base in America. And I think that's something that we all got to really understand and remember and be thankful for.
Jacob Dobbs was fourth coming into this game in the Sun Belt for tackles. He had 10 tonight. How's he always in a position to make a play on defense?
Well, he sees the game. I mean, he studies the game as well as anybody, if not better than anybody. When he's out there, he controls all of it. Like, he is responsible for all the checks to get people into the right plays. And when you watch his urgency, his attention to detail and the way he goes about it, everybody's on the same page. And, we pulled him a little bit earlier, just got a little something, but nothing serious, but just didn't want him to push through it anymore. And then I thought, just as impressive was then the other guys to come in without him in his absence and not give up a point, spoke volumes of the depth in that room too.
Coach, I don't know if you noticed, sticking with Dobbs for a sec, but they get their first 15-yard penalty in the first quarter. It's over on their sidelines. Looked
Yes.
like you had 4 or 5 guys who maybe
Yes.
wanted to get,
Yes.
and Dobbs was literally pulling them away.
Yes.
What does that bring to your team?
Well, it brings everything. I know Coach Hemp has the microphone to Dobbs to be able to tell him that as well. And they were, before he could even say it, Dobbs is breaking everything up over there. And that's really important that we do that. I didn't like the 15-yarder we took down there inside the 10 on, or first and goal from the 9, and we end up all the way back. Like, that should never happen. But to not continue to accumulate those, and for Dobbs to keep a level head, keep everybody, under wraps, and make sure that everybody understands that we're not when that laundry goes up, those 15-yard penalties, they should be for us, never against us. And I think that's really an important staple that we talk about in this program. So to see him leading it was really important.
And Cam Ross, the kick return, obviously, then a touchdown reception. What is his skill set? What does he bring to you guys? And how many different ways do you kind of want to get him involved?
Well, I think when you watch him, first of all, he's quick. Second of all, he's got top-end speed, which you saw him pull away from everybody out there. But then he's a savvy football player. He's a good route runner. He studies it really well. And when you go, even in walkthroughs, when we go, trying to go through a walkthrough pace, he really only has one speed. He is at full speed all the time. We're constantly yelling at him to slow down, but that's how he plays the game, and he loves the game, and he plays it with that, with that even aggression, I could say, on the offensive side of the ball. His routes are crisp, they're fast. He's in and out of breaks, and he wants the football. And I thought every opportunity he gets, he's going to make the most of it, and he did that today.
GP today has a career high in rushing. Just talk about what he can bring to this team, and is it still kind of just scratching the surface with his potential?
Yeah, I think that he's patient as you watch him. He takes the handoff and he waits for things to develop, and then when he puts his foot in the ground to go, he can really go. That big one there, he just tucks his shirt in. He might even have a bigger run. But ultimately, he's done a really good job for us, and we need him to do that. And I thought the offensive line, eventually, when we started to pick up some of the twist game and the pressure game, that opened some things up. And then when those holes were provided, he puts his foot in the ground and can really outrun a lot of people, and it was fun to watch that.